Today we're going to talk about a few things to improve safety on your camper. Now I wish I could tell you a way to keep dirt and pollen off of your camper, but I can't. But what I will show you is a couple simple things to keep your gear safe and to hopefully keep you safer. So you see here this motion light. It's fairly inexpensive. It works very well. At nighttime, whenever anyone walks around the camper, the light comes on. Now I have updated the other ones around the camper to where they can be turned off and on. So you push a button, it comes on, turns off. That comes in handy if you're working outside of the camper or you're at home working on the camper. You can turn it off without the light flickering on all the time. Of the 4 that I have around our perimeter, 3 of them have the on-off switch. That was really important by the door, because it's great to have a light turn on when you get to the camper or are stepping out of the camper. So by switching to one that has the on-off switch, I'm now able to control when I want it on and when I don't. Another thing about safety I would like to bring up is your door and your door lock. These are factory issued. There's probably 20,000 people that have the same key to their RV door that you have for yours. So it's important to get one in the aftermarket so that you can make sure that your chances are drastically reduced when it comes to someone having the same kind of key. The same can be said about your, you call it trunk, compartment, storage compartment. Those two also have generic keys that thousands of people have a copy of. So we're going to switch these out and show you how simple it is and how you can do it yourself without having to pay someone to do it. To change out your lock and your latches, all you're really going to need is a crescent wrench, not to be confused with a croissant wrench, which tastes better. All you really have to do is loosen up the old Go ahead and leave that black fitting in there in case you need it for the new piece. Fortunately, it's a pretty simple thing, so shouldn't have any problems with putting the new one on. So right off the bat, we see that this aftermarket lock has more hardware to it than the factory lock. That could be good for us, right? More stability. So when I mentioned keeping these black pieces in earlier, that was a good idea because it should help keep some water out, and also the parts that I'm replacing did not come with any inserts like that. So this is a combination lock. So I made sure that the hole where you put the thing in to reset the lock was where I could use it in the future if I needed to reset the combination. Okay, so I changed the combination and everything worked out really well. So next I will put in the latches. These are pretty simple too, and while I didn't need them, I got them because they were black. They would match the combination lock, and they would also match the trim of the camper. So we're going to put those on and see how they look. So when I was putting these in, I noticed there's 2 flat sides, whereas the replacement is a total cylinder. I want to use these because I will put waterproofing silicone around it to help keep water out of the bay there. So I will modify these to be able to use them with the new pieces. So you see here where I cut these off, and now these will more or less be washers to help me keep water out. All right, so now it should be an easy setup. Get this done before the sun goes down, huh? Basically, we're just going to put it in. Fits nicely. So I like to be perfectly honest and upfront with you on this channel. It would have been smart of me to measure and see if this bad sucker would have fit in there, and it won't. The washer will not go in it. So I have two options. I can find a smaller washer and dig into this, which I don't want to do, or I can go back with the chrome pieces that came from the factory. Let's put it back together. All right, so this is how to reinstall the factory latches when you order the wrong size. So we'll put it in there. Remember I said save all your pieces? I cut that off and did not throw it away. That was a pretty good idea now, wasn't it? So we'll put that back in there. It actually goes like this and inside, and now this seal will go on it. So let me find my pieces. Remember I told you do not get rid of any of your pieces. This is exactly why. Because if you pull a Jason, which is me, you'll do something goofy. You won't measure, and you'll just start doing things that wasted a lot of time. It's okay if they don't match being chrome right now. I will look at getting a set that does match at some point. One of the beautiful things about owning a camper, travel trailer, RV, whatever you want to call it, is there's always opportunity to work on things. You're never not going to work on these things. I can promise you that. That's how you put the factory latch back in when you measure wrong for the aftermarket latch. Here's what it looks like with the new combination lock. And the factory latches. There's my dirty compartment. Thanks for not judging. So I'll do the same for the other side, but I won't put it in the video. Basically, I learned a lot from the first side, so the second side should be a lot easier. All right, now to replace the door lock. See this here? Got it for a pretty good price. I don't remember what it was, but it was considerably cheaper than getting on Amazon. Also got it on Temu. Yes, I did. I believe I paid less than $30 for this with some discounts. So we're going to try to get it put on here, and let's hope that it works out okay. Pretty easy instructions. Watch out for that door, don't let it get you. Basically, we're going to take this off. We'll take off the latch part. Now we will take off the door handle. Kind of wiggle it to pull it out. Will this fit? I don't know. It's pretty big. It should fit, but there's one thing to keep in mind. We have a smaller travel trailer, and they don't always fit things like other things. Like, for example, I got the little door handle to put on there. It's too big for the small travel trailer. I couldn't use it. Ended up giving it away. So let's look at the back here. You'll see where it has a spot for batteries, a spot to turn on and off for the key fobs. So you want to turn that on because it's going to have key fobs. There's the lock for the padlock part. I'll open this up and see what we need for batteries. And then here's the front. Keypad comes with a key or key fobs. In full transparency, these DIY projects were a fail. I'm glad I failed at them, and hopefully you don't. So here's what happened. The RV lock was too big. It's for larger RVs, travel trailers, and campers. Not for this little bitty 19-foot small travel trailer door. So be sure to always check your measurements and sizes. Luckily, I'm able to return it and get my money back. So I will send it out tomorrow and see if I can find one that will actually fit. As for these, I don't know if I love this yet or not. I mean, it works. We'll see in my upcoming camping trip to see how it goes. I measured wrong for these. Kind of a bummer. I really would like them to be black to match, but I was fortunate enough to get my money back for those also. I won't pretend that everything's perfect on the channel because it's not. And don't expect it to be perfect whenever you have a camper or RV, because it's not going to be perfect. And you will definitely have to work on things, and feel free to use your imagination or get ideas from other channels to spruce up your camper, your inside, or whatever. So did I improve the safety in this video? A little bit. I already had the lights that I wanted to show you, and I think that those are a great addition if you have a camper that doesn't have those. As far as switching to the combination lock, I think that's a good idea also, because it offers a lot less. I mean, honestly, if anybody wants to get in there and steal it, they're either going to have to bust it off or magically figure out what your 3-digit code is that you put in. So I think those are pluses. For the RV door lock here, I'm definitely going to have to get one that fits it, but I would like to get it fit. I don't know if we could just call a blacksmith and have them come in and rekey it like they do for homes. I can maybe see that, but heck, for the price that those guys charge, I might be able just to buy a new lock. And I really like the idea of having the key fob. So for these projects, I did not succeed, but I tried and I learned. And that's the best thing you can do, is learn and try. If you found this video helpful, we hope that you would consider liking it, sharing it with your friends, and also subscribing to our channel.